And the Cowboys ready to kick it away first. He'll start the return inside his 5. Wasn't quite able to shake loose as he steps out of bounds at the 22. They go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Direct snap. It's Vick. Powers through the defender. And he forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
And it's not sexy, and it's not these long plays all the time. But this QB does such a good job of picking up 4 to 5 and making it where you're always ahead of the sticks and just letting you know, we'll run it. We'll take advantage of this guy's speed, and we're going to make you defend him throughout this football game.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Back has it. Jumped on top of the pile. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. On the direct snap, it's Hardy. They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Snap to the back. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
Well, it's clear the coaching staff had a little conversation before this drive, and they said, we have got to run the football. All 4 plays of this drive so far have been runs, and they're taking a bit of an attitude shift here. They want to be physical, and they want to pound the defense into submission.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat's going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Hardy. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Direct snap. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few. Still some work to do for the first down.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
No score on the board as this offense has used its ball control to dominate here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stat. They'll unleash the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Back has it. There he goes.
We're seeing analytics become a bigger part of college football each and every year, and there is a good example of it. Opening drive of the game, you're across the 50, 4th down, and it says run the ball and go for it. Even if you don't get it, your opponent's going to have to drive a ways. There's still a lot of football left to play. Hindsight's always 20/20, but that was an excellent decision by the head coach.
They forged ahead just a bit, not a lot working with the Wildcat there. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Enough to move the chains. He's got the first down, and they did a brilliant job getting him out flanked with the Wildcat.
Well, I really thought coming into this game, this running back might put up some big numbers, David, but he's now got already over 50 rushing yards in this game. It's ridiculous. They are gashing the defense. On that side of the ball, they've got to do a better job at the point of attack, staying in their gaps, and they got to start tackling someone.
Well, and what's crazy is we talked to the defense coming into this game. What did the defense coordinator say? We got to stop the running game. They love to get him going early. Well, they didn't get the memo. Apparently, everybody not on board. This defense struggling to do the most important thing to start this football game.
They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. On the snap, it's Hardy. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. The Cowboys will use their first timeout. Gives them a little time to dig deep in the play sheet and figure out what to do on fourth down. Here comes the Wildcat. Watch out here. Snap to the back. He breaks a tackle. He couldn't get those last couple of yards he needed, and the defense denies the fourth down attempt. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they were aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on fourth down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
Motion from the wideout. Sets his feet. It's Mateer. And down he goes back at the 3. The Volunteers will call their first timeout. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down.
Boy, you talk about playing with fire, man. That was really, really close to being a safety, and that is exactly what you want to do. When they're backed up in this black zone, man, you want to be aggressive. You want to try to go get some points. They were aggressive. They got to him, got him on the ground, and Palmer, that could have been a really bad start to this football game.
Yeah, great job by the defense. Now, if you're this quarterback, you need to have a clock in your head going on.
The heat got to him, and he just sort of froze and got tackled in the end zone for a safety.
Well, you came into this one thinking it might be a defensive struggle. And how about this year? How aggressive have they been early in the game? They're just getting after their opponent, and they come away scoring the first points of the game here in the second quarter with a safety.
Makes the catch at the 30.
Returner is brought down at the 39, and your Tennessee Volunteers will take over. First and 10.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Hardy. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Wildcat look didn't get much, picked up a few on that one. Timeout taken now by Oklahoma State. That's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Direct snap. Runs through a tackle. And it's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Now a timeout called by the Cowboys, and they will have no more. That's their third. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Oh, and it's a pick. He threw it right into the double coverage. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
It's crazy in college football. There's just so many defining moments in games that you can pinpoint, and that's one right there. The offense has the lead. You're trying to add to that here at the end of the first half. In a 2-minute situation, quarterback being way too aggressive, and that's a mistake, David. Taking it pick six all the way to the house that could really end up costing them.
And you talk about flipping a game really, really quickly. Look how bad it was looking. Now the defense gets right back in this football game. being ready for the 2-minute drill, making a play, going down and scoring, and taking all the momentum into halftime.
So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Scanning the field, it's Vick. Here comes the heat. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
And this offense, man, it's just been a struggle. I think guys, they've struggled to get points on the board and to move the ball consistently. And so I love the shot right here before the half, but they got to find something to hang their hat on, something they do really, really well. Because going into the half, there's not been a lot to talk about in a positive way.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up third down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Found enough room to cross the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. That's not enough to move the chains. It'll be fourth down. Snapped it, and he has to have it. He'll loft one deep down the left side. It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. The Vols will blue the way to start the second half. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. So the Cowboys offense heads onto the field to start this drive. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right, that pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football game.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Pulls in the deep ball. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And that's a first down for the offense.
The Cowboys, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. Motion from the wide receiver. Drops back on first down. Trying to burn this defensive back. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen this offense click and hum, and it's not clicking, and something's a little bit off. And I like the deep shot down the field. At least it was an interception, but they got to find a way in this O to manufacture some first downs and some passing yards because everything's been difficult today.
Long way to go on second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Turning it on. And he's dragged down. They'll mark it at the 19. Into the red zone. It'll be first down.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead. But you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here. And I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
And the Cowboys with the 1st and 10. In the red area, it's Jackson. Maybe some room here. And he's in. Pounded his way in for the score. Touchdown, Cowboys! They'll try to add another to their lead. And after the extra point, they're on top by 12. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. Looking for daylight from inside his 20. Brings a return out across the 25. Gets a couple of extra yards. He stopped at the 27-yard line. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. It's Jackson. He'll be forced out of bounds after the nice gain on the run. So they come to the line, and the wildcat going to give them a different look.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
He's across the 50 and out of bounds at the 49, and a great pickup on that one. Lining up in the wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Back has it. Found a little room out of the wildcat that time, just short of the first down. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hands, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
And this wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield. They'll try to convert from the wildcat. On the direct snap, it's Jackson. He's got the first down. Breaks into the open. He's at the touchdown ball. Once he got some room, it was over.
Man, how nice is it to be down and you need to score points when you can just hand it to your running back and he can make big plays like that? Jesse, they're going to need more of those to get back in the football game. They've dug themselves a little bit whole, but that was a good start.
Yeah, I think the defense probably kicking themselves too. I don't know if it was 2-minute type situation, if they were expecting them to run the football, but somehow, some way, you've got to be able to gang tackle this guy and not let him take it to the house from that distance and score points. Moving forward now, the run defense has got to shore up for this defense.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Caught behind the line. It's Hansen. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
Looking to throw, it's Mateer. Gets a hand in there.
The quarterback wasn't fooled that time. He was squatting on the out route, and because of that, he was able to transition, break on the ball, and knock it away.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quick give. It's Jackson. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's see if they decide to punt it. We've reached a break. Oklahoma State is on top. And now let's take a look at the stats in what has been a nip and tuck affair. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. He'll pull it down. Not gonna make it, and the fourth down gamble backfires.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in him. That time they weren't able to come up with it. I'm curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. On the direct snap, it's Jackson. Gets it inside the 10. Touchdown, Tennessee! 4th. Trying to push the lead to a field goal with his two-point conversion attempt. Snap to the back. He'll be stopped short. Still a one-point game here in the 4th. They'd hoped to push this edge out to a field goal, but they were denied. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Cowboys come out to get this drive started. So they just gave up the lead on that last touchdown drive. Now to put something together to go back on top late. They'll send the tight end in motion. Looking downfield, it's Mateer. Great job to separate the ball from the receiver there.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the 4th quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the 3rd down.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the 1st down. They have it at the 36.
And that has got to be so demoralizing for this defense. They played so well on 1st and 2nd down and then have a total breakdown on 3rd. They're going to have to do so much better the next time they're put in that situation.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. How about this strong safety here, just trusting his gut and going and making a play on the quarterback?
And you can't coach that. A lot of times people see things or they don't and understand, I can go get him right now. I can understand the situation. There's all kinds of guys throughout history that just have a great feel. He had a great feel on that play, went to the quarterback, got the sack.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. The defense will try to hold up one more time. Under 2 minutes to go. They'll move the wide receiver. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. But you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
The Volunteers will call their first timeout. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Takes a hit as he fires. It's dropped, and desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not.
And this offense does not come up big. Man, you needed that first down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a score and you had to have the fourth down conversion.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the snap, it's Lacy. There he goes.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Direct snap. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Back has it. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. On the direct snap, it's Lacy. And he takes it in on the final play of the game. You played through the echo of the whistle, and they did that with the ceiling touchdown.
That is add the insult to injury. Running the football late, could have taken a knee, could have ran the clock out, but those stats count, those stats matter, and this handshake with the coaches might get a little more interesting.
It came down to the final quarter, clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get a close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves.
And the Vols headed toward the ball, and we're ready for action. Here's the return from inside his 10. He's out of bounds at the 25-yard line, gets it right back to the touchback position, and the offense will take over. Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground with Hardy. Swamped immediately.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. 2nd down to the air. Right side, it's Hardy. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one.
What's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Out wide left, it's Henson. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
Well, on a lot of 3rd downs, tight ends can be a quarterback's best friend, but especially this guy. I mean, he's got a unique skill set catching the football. He could be the primary target, not just on this offense, but on offenses all around the country as well. And on that 3rd down, really nice route, gets the separation, able to make the catch. They pick up the first, and they keep this drive alive.
Fresh set of downs going up top. Escapes the pressure going right. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Wants to keep it in the air. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
Rush right in his face. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
And that is how you silence this raucous crowd. Defensively on the road. First drive of the game, setting the tone, getting a huge sack on 3rd down.
Gonna field this one in tight quarters. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Direct snap. It's Hardy. They forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good gain, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Snap to the back. They might go back to that one in a big spot as they pick up the first down out of the Wildcat. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. First play of the period, first down here. On the direct snap, it's Hardy. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Direct snap. They found a little running room out of the Wildcat, still short of the first down marker. Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Back has it. And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Whistle sounds, but they get the timeout called just before the delay of game. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. And they are sending out the field goal unit now. Thought they might spin that wheel of fortune on 4th and short, but they'll line up for the field goal. It's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Here's Hardy to begin the drive. Oh, he's got some space. Crosses midfield. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Mustangs. Nothing but a vapor trail left behind that guy, and the defense straight to the burn unit.
And, man, that does not feel good. As a defense, you're trying to limit the big plays, keep that guy in front of you. That guy says, wait a minute, I'm way too fast for that. They're going to just need to work on those angles. That's for dang sure.
They're on it, and they get it back for another drive.
And how about the philosophy of this team? Aggressive, aggressive, and more aggressive. You got the lead. You're winning, right? And you don't have to kick an onside. But I'm kicking an onside. And they get it. Nice aggressive mindset, and it's rewarding.
Found a little crease and turned that into a productive run. The Mustangs headed quickly to the line. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32.
And there's really no secret to it, David. When this guy's running well, this offense is so hard to stop.
It opens up everything, and he's having a great day, showing you a little bit of everything, and this offense has got it rolling on the ground.
Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Left side is Hardy. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Time to take a shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. He's changing the play. Back to pass, it's Vick. Out wide right, it's Davis. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Quarterback keeper. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Quarterback will keep it. He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short. The Mustangs call a timeout. It'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They'll unleash the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. They'll send the back in motion. On the direct snap, it's Hardy. Dragged to the ground, but not before. He's converted a 4th down to keep the drive going. Obviously didn't like what he saw on 1st down, and they used a timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Snap to the back. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Making the adjustment. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Looking for a huge play. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. And the Mustangs will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. They'll move the tight end. On the snap, it's Hardy. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got.
Now, we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Got enough for the first down. Turning it on. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And a lot of times the fit up front, you know, linebackers are fitting holes and that ball bounces and it's supposed to go somewhere, and sometimes it goes to a DB and the offense will get a W. Like, they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
On the direct snap, it's Jackson. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
There is nowhere to go. He has stopped, and it'll be 4th down from the 23. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. After making 1 field goal, he'll need a little distance on. This one a 40-yard try coming. Right down the boulevard. It's good. That brings him to within 1.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good coverage on that one. His return is stopped short of the 25. The Mustangs offense is ready to go on the attack. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. He's into the open down the middle. Inside the 40. Running inside the 20. Into the house. Touchdown Mustangs.
All game long, this guy's been putting his toolbox on display. He's got speed, he's got wiggle, he's got vision. That's another long touchdown run, David. And he made no bones about it earlier in the season. He said, I want to win the Doak Walker Award. He's putting up numbers today that are going to help him do that.
Man, this will go a long way. Already over 100. Now add this big, long touchdown run. The defense better find some answers, because I'm just going to keep giving it to them over and over again until they solve the problem.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He's forced out of bounds at his own 19-yard line. An excellent job of coverage on that one. Tennessee starts this drive as the offense takes the field. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game today.
Did everything he could to discard the tacklers, but he was just able to get back to where he started. And the Volunteers will hustle to the line.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Here comes the Wildcat. Watch out here. Direct snap. It's Jackson. And nothing doing on the ground. This defense having none of it and stopping him on 4th down. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. They'll give it to Hardy. Snuffed out behind the line of scrimmage, and we have not seen much of that. What a day he's had so far. The Volunteers will call their first timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. Back to pass on second down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And now this offense will try to figure out a way to move the chains after that second down incompletion. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Splits the uprights. Good. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
On the run from inside his own 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. Backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Making the adjustment on the play. Dropping back, it's Vick. Quickly to the tight end. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. The Volunteers in the hurry up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense.
Sends it downfield. Down the field. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Extending the play. Can't hold on in the face of the contact.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On play action. Right side, it's all stopped.
I like the mitts, the big fella coming in with the catch. Hey, running a little bit of a route, showing a little wiggle, getting open, throwing the football. That's what he catch you, big fella.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got a hand on it nicely and broke it up in the end zone.
Well, the QB knew coming into this one it was going to be tough. They have a lot of athletes on the back end, but today, guys just not able to separate. Accuracy hasn't always been perfect, and as a result, they've got another ball getting knocked away for an incompletion.
Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Snapped on fourth down. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. Knocked down, but he's got enough to move the chains and convert that fourth down. That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line. On the direct snap, it's Jackson. Touchdown, Volunteers! And they take it in for 6 more points. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the Hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
They'll go for 2 here and try to climb within a field goal late. Back has it. Out wide right, it's Allstott. He's in there for the 2-point conversion, and now they're within a field goal. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. That last score the defense allowed made it a 1-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. Here's a give to Hardy. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30. The Mustangs racing to the line in the hurry-up. One more time, it's Hardy. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. Timeout is called. It's the second charge to Tennessee. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. Look out! Takes a hit as he releases it and just spiked it right into the ground.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on first down.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Right side, it's Davis. To the 15. Got enough space. Touchdown Vols! And they've moved out front here in the 4th. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he splits the uprights on the extra point. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone.
SMU 17.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Makes a move. He's got an alley. This guy makes you hold your breath when he gets the football in his hands, and that last line of the coverage team, the only thing that stopped him from housing it. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They want to run this quarterback. He'll be brought down quickly after a very short gain.
quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. But moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down.
And now with that play, for this offense, it's got to have it time. I'm going for it on 4th down. Obviously, a field goal does nothing, but I got 3 timeouts, and that is a good thing. Because I have those in my pocket, I can attack the whole field. I just got to focus in on the yardage to get this 4th down and move the sticks.
And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on 4th down. So they were getting up against the play clock, and they don't want the penalty. They'll take the timeout here. And now everybody chiming in to figure out how to play this 4th down. Down 4 late, they have to convert on 4th down to keep hope alive. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Can't find his man. It'll be complete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
Nice job by this defense in a clutch moment. You knew they were going to throw the football. 4th down, great coverage, break on the football, force the incompletion, and more importantly, you get the ball back to your offense with a chance to just run this clock and get out of here with a win.
Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Tight end now in motion. On the direct snap, it's Hardy. Breaks into the open. Got the 1st down. Offense on the move. Hey.